What is up? I'm here in this very tiny Airbnb using a very tiny kitchen here in Hawaii while I am patiently waiting to close on my next home so I can move on up to that Jeffersonian deluxe apartment in the sky. Today I'll be doing some cramped style espresso shots on my Cremina. This video will be a head-to-head shot shootout, and it's kind of a mirror duel. SEY versus SEY for the roaster. Both are Pink Bourbons. Both are also from Huila, Colombia. The two beans are from different producers, however. SEY does these little cards. The orange label is from Franci Marin Morales, and the blue is from Jose Martinez. Now, technically, I'm nearing the end of the bag for both of these beans, meaning I've pretty much already made up my mind. And the only surprise for me really will be how well the individual shots are pulled, meaning like almost everything in life, the battle is largely an illusion. So feel free to take that lesson with you and apply it to whatever else you might be doing, whether you're counting plastic forks in an assembly line or trotting along on a small donkey down a cliff in the Grand Canyon. Anyway, bear with me, I am generally not in control of the catapult that is my imagination. So moseying my way back to the point on this fork-laden donkey of love for espresso, it's worth noting that SEY Coffee is consistently on the more challenging side to dial in for espresso, really being more of a pour-over style roast. But what I find works for them, using about 10 to 15% more volume in the puck than whatever your average volume is for similar roasts with other brands, and between 1 and 3 grind sizes finer. I really like my results. I generally pull sort of a modern shot, somewhere between a turbo bloom and an allonge. The lever pull format allows you to accomplish this with a bit of skill and some improvisation. You typically don't get much body or crema like a traditional shot with this sort of extraction, but the shots can be just really juicy and sweet and very bright and really show off the tasting notes that some of these premium roasters like to advertise. There's hints of blueberry and nutmeg and salted plum on a caramel wafer. So which of these Pink Bourbons wins the head-to-head in my opinion? Well, after nearly killing both bags, I think the Martinez is just a little bit better overall. However, for just the shots from today, it ended up being a draw. I got a good pull on both, but there was just a bit of something special that happened on the pull with the Morales today. And that's just something that happens with the lever machines. There's just this quality. It's almost like playing an instrument. Sometimes there's just a little bit of magic in one and not the other, even if on paper they seem exactly the same. So I do a lot of these shot showdowns where I really just pull 2 double shots back to back with pretty similar parameters, sometimes close to identical. The closer they are to identical, probably the better for the effect I'm describing. This turned out to be a pretty good habit where I pick a winner and a loser between 2 really similar shots. Usually I'll put the losing shot over ice with a splash of water for an Americano. Get something that sips a little bit longer, but having the direct contrast and competition adds another useful dimension to the shot pulling experience. You're fine-tuning your palate and ability to scrutinize really subtle differences. It also helps your technique. You stop to consider little variations you might have done when you pulled a shot. So some coffees do better with early heavy pressure. Some taste better with a gradual rise. Some are better with very low pressure, but maybe a long bloom or a pre-infusion. When you're using a lever machine, pulling a shot isn't just an expression anymore. You're physically pulling the water through, and little differences in how you do that can change the taste, sometimes dramatically. So overall, I'd say SEY is usually in the top tier category for premium coffee bean roasters. But of these 2 Pink Bourbons, the Jose Martinez El Casino was a little bit better.